We're just waiting for the stew. We have a minute to relax as it's cooking. So you were saying some interesting things a minute ago, Salif, about the cultural background of this stew.
Yeah, so the stew, the peanut butter stew, is a specialty in West Africa, mainly Senegal and Mali.
Uh-huh.
And every region, even within those countries, have a different way of making it.
Okay.
Even though the main ingredients are the same, you have your tomato sauce base and your peanut butter. The main differences being the spices will give a different flavor. And if you use different types of peanut and you roast it a little differently, you can roast it full roasted or medium roast, you'll get a different taste also.
Huh, okay. So does this resemble any of the regions?
I think mine is probably a simplistic version of the version we make in Mali.
Okay.
It's not as bitter as they make it in Senegal.
How do they make it bitter?
Because they use very highly, they roast the peanuts, let's say, a lot longer. It's dark roast as opposed to medium roast. It's almost like roasting coffee.
Oh, okay.
Different level of roasting will give you different flavor.
Interesting. And of course you're from Mali, right?
Correct.
So, interesting.
And I'm using local peanuts, which I'm not sure how whole food roasted are, but it seemed like a light roast as opposed to dark roast.
I see. So someone from Mali would taste that and say, "Oh, this tastes a little bit different."
Yes, they will taste the flavor.
Yeah,
I'm missing a few spices, but they'll taste it.
Interesting. All right. Well, we'll have to taste this.
Exactly.
So how much time has gone by? About 10 minutes?
I think we're about 12 minutes into the cooking process.
Okay.
And we're just looking. It's almost, the yuca is almost tender. You don't want it mushy, obviously. You just want it cooked.
How do you know if it's tender?
You will just take a fork and pierce it. But you'll get a good feel of it.
You just said you know it was tender and you didn't use a fork.
Well, I know this is too early for it to be tender.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see.
In about 2 more minutes, I'll test it.
Okay.
And at that point, once it's ready, then we'll put the peanut butter into the sauce.
Okay.
And we'll also add the carrots.
Sounds good. All right, in 2 more minutes.
Exactly.
All right, so you've given me the fork to do this.
See, make sure it's tender. Can you feel it? Don't push too hard. Don't push too hard. Just a little bit.
Well, I guess I pushed too hard.
Yeah, you just want to make sure you can feel it going in.
Yeah.
Should be able to.
Oh
yeah,
like yeah, it went in.
All right. But you don't. All right. Once you get a hang of it, you'll know just to tip it in.
Okay.
All right. So at this point, we're going to start putting in peanut butter.
Okay.
Grabbing the peanut butter, and that's it. And I just usually put about
a nice big spoonful.
Yeah, so we want a few spoonfuls.
Oh, a few, okay. And you want creamy.
Correct, you want creamy.
Smells
so I'm going to put about 4 tablespoons in there.
Okay.
For the liquid we have.
Okay.
And then it will start to thicken.
Oh, the peanut butter will.
Right. And now the thing is, once you put it in there, you can put a spoon in to gather up the rest of the peanut butter you have.
Okay.
Then with the hot water, it'll just melt off the spoon.
Kind of like with the tomato sauce. You want to use it all up.
Exactly. And now you want to be sure to stir a little bit.
Stir the peanut butter.
Because at this point, if you leave it sitting, it will burn on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
That's very important.
Very good tip.
You want to make sure you don't over stir it, just tap it a bit.
Okay.
And then let it go. So as
just
you see,
so that the viewers know it smells really good, which is an excellent sign.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Now, if you look at the consistency, it's a little coarse a bit, but that's because we're using all natural peanuts. If you use the processed one from like Jif or so, it'll be creamier, but you are, eating what you're paying for.
Right. That's a very good point.
So you want to be natural, and if you get the natural stuff, it's not going to come out very smooth, just
Oh.
because it's not a tendency of peanut butter to come out smooth.
Okay.
Now, at this point, it becomes a personal preference of how thick you want the sauce to be.
Okay.
So what I usually do is let it cook, and you want to bring the heat down to less than medium, and then let it just cook for a few minutes and see if it gets thick enough. If not, you can always add more peanut butter.
Okay.
There's no limitation to how much you can put in there.
I see. Sounds good. So what's the next step?
After this, so at this point, I'm going to add my carrots actually.
Oh, that's right, the carrots.
And the cinnamon. So
Carrots
the
and
reason
cinnamon. Yeah.
I like to add any food that can be eaten raw. I like to cook it minimally.
Okay.
And
Why
so
is that?
I just wait. Then you get the best flavor. You get your best vitamins at that level.
So flavor and nutrients.
Nutrients, as opposed to cooking it and killing it.
That's a good point. So the carrots, not anything that you could eat raw, you don't cook much.
Correct.
Like the yuka, you probably won't eat that raw. So
Like yuka, you have to cook.
Yeah, but the carrots, you can eat it raw, so don't cook it a lot. That sounds like a good principle. And then I guess the cinnamon was the last thing. Okay.
And you see how the color is changing now?
Yes.
It's getting a little thicker.
Yes.
Yeah. And you want to make sure you scoop from the bottom.
Okay.
Otherwise, like I said, the peanut butter will start sticking on the bottom if you don't scoop it a bit. You can leave it for a few seconds, it's not going to hurt it, but make sure you don't leave it on the fire for more than a minute without stirring it.
Okay. So let me see how much cinnamon you're going to add.
And cinnamon, you just want to be just a little bitty.
You call this your
There we
secret
go.
ingredient.
Yes, that's plenty enough.
So that adds the certain...
And obviously, if you do not like cinnamon, then don't put it in there.
Alright, wow. So now, is this the last...
And we are done at this point. We're just going to let it cook a few more minutes. And I am probably going to add a little more peanut butter.
Okay.
I like it a little thicker.
Okay.
And again, it depends what it is you're planning on doing with it.
Okay.
We're going to, well, the idea was to put it over quinoa, but I'm going to skip the quinoa
Oh,
tonight.
that's right. I forgot about the quinoa.
All right.
You
I
were
have
gonna...
chicken. I have roasted chicken that we're going to use.
Okay. Yeah, what sort of quinoa? It was something, it wasn't just quinoa, but we're going to do something with it. Fry it or something, right? No. Am I misremembering that?
Yeah, I was just going to boil it.
Boil the quinoa. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
And actually, we can still make it. It only takes 20 minutes to make the quinoa.
Oh, by then, the ginger beer will be ready.
Correct. So, we'll make the quinoa.
Okay. Sounds good.
It doesn't take too long. It's ready. We'll make it.
Okay.
And
so this is pretty much...
It's pretty much ready. Oh, yeah.
This is ready. Okay, so then soon we'll get back to the ginger beer, but pretty much the peanut stew is ready.
We are ready. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is good.
All right. Well,
yeah, this is a consistency that I like it.
I'll tell you, I think if the viewers were here, they would smell it and they would then march right to the grocery store and get the ingredients because it smells delicious. Salif, thanks so much for the cooking lesson.
You're welcome.